Just when we thought everything was back to normal, we have a sudden spike in the number of COVID-19 cases again. Why do you think this is happening? Let's take a look at a few scenarios to understand this better. Hope Haven, an imaginary island surrounded by crystal blue water. Our friend Jack has just returned home to Hope Haven after his world tour, and he has been infected with the coronavirus. This vicious virus, like all viruses, multiplies inside the human body and is transmitted from person to person. Who would have thought that creatures which are not even visible to the naked eye could be so lethal? So what does this virus mean for Hope Haven? Well, let's consider this. Jack interacts with 4 people on day 1 and all of them get infected. On the next day, each of these 4 people interact with 4 more people who in turn also get infected. So what will happen if this trend continues every day? On the nth day, the number of infected people will be 4 into 4 into 4 n times, which is 4 to the power of n people. The graph will keep growing sharply every day. Till the 10th day, 4 to the power 10 people would have been infected, which is just over 1 million. In other words, this virus needs only 10 days to spread from 1 to 1 million people. It's like a scene from a zombie movie. While this number is shocking, how many days do you think it took to infect 1/4 of the population, or 250,000 people? A quarter of the population was infected at the end of day 9, and it just took 1 more day to infect the remaining 750,000 healthy people. It's like one day, hardly anyone's infected, but the next moment, everyone's down. As cases rise, there are more and more infected people spreading the virus, till all of a sudden it explodes. This rapid increase in the number is called exponential growth. Wait, where have I seen this before? All right. Now, let's add some more variables to our situation here. Let's assume that only 3 out of the 4 people got infected, and not all 4. Let's see what happens. One day, Jack infects 3 people, each of whom infects 3 other people on the next day, and so on. When this trend continues, the number of people infected on the nth day will be 3 to the power of n. Once again, the entire population of 1 million will still get infected, but there is one difference. The curve is somewhat flatter. Flattening the curve implies that the rate of growth of cases is not as high as it was in the previous situation. This time, on the 10th day, Hope Haven will have about 50,000 cases as compared to 1 million earlier, and that's a huge difference. Okay, but there's a little more to these virus graphs. As more and more people contract the virus, there are fewer and fewer healthy people left to get infected. So the graph does not rise endlessly. Instead, it begins to plateau. You may have seen these S-shaped curves known as sigmoid curves these days in the news. Now let's introduce some more variables into our simulation. As the number of cases start climbing, fear sets in. Governments impose lockdowns, people either stay indoors or start wearing a mask in public and start maintaining social distance. Infected patients are quarantined to restrict the spread of the virus. Also, some people who were infected with the virus in the beginning may start to develop protected antibodies. All this means that the infection rate decreases and the graph begins to decline. Hurrah! If you observe closely, this graph now looks like a wave. There is an incline, a flat section, and then a decline. Low to a peak and back to low again. In our situation, this seems as though the virus has been defeated. Time to celebrate. Or is it really? According to a study of human behavior, it's observed that when safety measures are mandated, people's perception of risk decreases, making them take riskier decisions. This is known as the Peltzman effect. As soon as the laws were made a bit lenient, public places started opening up like gyms, theatres, etc. Gatherings amongst people increased. They stopped wearing masks, starting to take things a little casually, and the whole cycle started all over again. This phase is what we call the lack of fear. And perhaps what we need to fear is this lack of fear. If history has taught us something, it is that history repeats itself. And sometimes the second wave can be far steeper than the first one. Okay, but does that mean COVID-19 is going to stay forever? No. We have discovered what might just be the magic potion: vaccines. Even though mass vaccination may take years, but that may be our only hope to end this pandemic. But remember how one person can infect an entire city of 10 lakh people in 10 days? Be the change you want to see in the world. Stay indoors in your homes as much as possible, put on your masks, maintain a safe social distance. But do stay socially connected to us.